Hi, this is Kenny Embry for AndroidPolice.com, and I'm going to be reviewing the international version of the Galaxy S. Now, the international version is a lot the same as the regular domestic versions of the Galaxy S. So far, we've got the AT&T Captivate, we've got the T-Mobile Vibrant. Both of them excellent phones from what I've been able to see, and my guess is you've probably been able to see about the same thing. I asked for the Galaxy S International version, though. I wanted to see what was different, and there are only a few differences. Now, first of all, cosmetically, it's different than the Vibrant or the Captivate. You'll notice that among those differences, look at the phone. It looks a lot like uh, the iPhone 3GS. The only difference about it is, and when you look down here, you'll notice right here, there's a little bump out on the bottom. Weird, but not bad. It's not like the Captivate or the Vibrant that are just flat on the back. So, not bad at all. The other difference about this phone is, you might be able to see right up here, there's a front-facing camera. Now, the only domestic phone, the only one in the United States that's going to be coming with a front-facing camera is going to be the Epic 4G, and of course that hits August 31st. So that should be exciting. I'll go ahead and tell you, I've not been able to find a lot of uses for the front-facing camera. I realize maybe we might start using front-facing camera technology later on. It's just not that useful to me right now. If you're interested in video conferencing, I could see how that could be a big deal. But right now, I tried using Quick for Evo 4G on this, and it just couldn't work. I just wasn't able to get it to work. So it might be because I'm so technically inept, or it might just not work on this. Now, getting back to, and this is really kind of turning into a review of the Galaxy S, and really this being the flagship model for Samsung, the international version. I'm anticipating that this would be the best that it's going to get. Overall, it's a great phone. There's not a lot to hate about it. First of all, to start with the obvious, this screen is incredible. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is that I'm having a hard time keeping this in good contrast. You'll notice that when I adjust the aperture here so that it's well adjusted for the screen looks gorgeous, but everything else looks dark. That's how bright the screen is. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this screen is, if I'm not mistaken, only about a third of the way up on the brightness level. This is an amazing screen. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of Apple fanboys out there that say the Retina display certainly has higher resolution. True. I tell you, when you put this thing about a foot out from your face like everybody uses it, you really can't tell a difference. Now, I wish I had an iPhone 4 so that I could show you, but I just don't. But this is an amazing screen. The resolution is as high as anything I'd be able to use. So, highly, highly recommend the screen on this thing. The other things that I like about this phone, for the most part, it's snappy. For the most part. Now, you'll notice I'm going to go down here to apps. I want to have. Let me show you. Full disclosure here. I've got a lot of apps on this phone. A lot of apps. The other thing that you'll notice is the way you use the apps, not up and down like most Android phones, side to side, which looks a lot like a 3GS. And like I've already said, this looks like a 3GS in many other ways as well. But, okay. Now, when you go back, and you'll notice here, it's okay. It's keeping up pretty well with me right now. I'll tell you, in the 2 weeks that I've been using this, sometimes it's able to keep up with me, sometimes it just can't. It'll get hung up on something. So, I'm hoping that Froyo will take care of some of that. I will tell you this, though. Uh, I also downloaded Launcher Pro and also Helix Launcher. Both of those, in my opinion, do a better job of launching apps and basically a better UI experience all the way around. Here, let's go ahead and watch how fast here. You notice how fast the apps come up. Now let's go back to TouchWiz 3.0. There we go. No, didn't get it. There's TouchWiz. Now let's go back to there. Well, okay, pretty fast. You'll just have to take my word for it. It's not nearly as fast most of the time I was using it. And now the other thing that I'd have to say is this phone has kind of been hampered because it's on T-Mobile. International phones like this one, the only domestic carrier that uses the same 3G radio frequencies come from AT&T. So if you're on AT&T, if you have an AT&T SIM card that you want to pop into this, you're going to have a better experience. Just no two ways about it. This is on T-Mobile. This is what Samsung gave me, so it's good. It's just the reception's not great. It's on Edge. It's not on 3G speeds, so not ideal, not what you want. Again, I'm sure you are enthralled at this point by how many apps I've got on this thing. And I got to tell you, some apps are hits, some apps are miss. Some of them are really slow, some of them are actually very fast. This one comes loaded with Asphalt 5, which is actually a pretty fun little game. Well, here you go. You'll notice that I tapped Asphalt 5. Whoops. And let's put it right side up. Let's go for English. And you'll notice it's fast enough. Another difference, it's still loading. You'll notice also that they have two soft buttons here and one button, one hard button here, one tactile button. Kind of like, again, the 3GS. Let's go back to TouchWiz 3. So anyway, again, great phone, and at this point, I'm guessing you can see that as well as I can. If you have any questions about the phone, I'll be happy to answer them. So, and I think I've covered almost everything that you might want to know in my article, but if you have questions, by all means, drop me a line. I'll be happy to answer them. The international version, the big downside of this is if you're wanting the international version, it's available online. It's going to cost you about $700. The lowest I was able to find was about $640, but most of them are about $700. But overall, great phone, and if you're interested in spending $600 to $700, not bad. Honestly, I would go ahead and just get a Captivate or Vibrant instead, or wait for the Epic 4G, depending on which carrier you got. Anyway, this is Kenny Embry for AndroidPolice.com.